slight changes occurred with Tropical Storm Alberto practically maintaining the same intensity, but it's moving slower, or at least the same pace, but not accelerating as it was expected in the previous forecasts. So of course that means Alberto could have more room of intensification and produce more rain than expected in many parts of Mexico. Right now positioned at 21.4 degrees north, 95.3 degrees west on the latest advisory. And well, the current status of the storm: 40 miles per hour sustained winds with a pressure of 995 millibars, moving to the west-southwest at 9 miles per hour, practically maintaining the same status as the previous update we made public in the 413 channel. But looking good, the storm actually it's trying to get its act together, looking better organized and producing severe weather in the state of Tamaulipas with quite some blobs and thunderstorm activity there, and rain activity as well, particularly in the eastern half of Mexico as well. This is the conditions of the storm at 19:30 hours local time in Tamaulipas, June 19th, which is 1:30 in the Universal Central Time already in June the 20th. And a closer view about how Mexico is looking by the effects of this system. You can see that big blob emerging in the state of Tamaulipas in the northeastern part of Mexico and moving to the west towards the state of Nuevo León, and of course more blobs as well forming in the state of Veracruz nearby the center of the storm in the western side of the circulation of the storm, and some rain as well occurring in the southeastern part of Texas as well. So practically this has been an eventful day for these locations in particular, thanks to this tropical storm. And the forecast, practically the National Hurricane Center is predicting that the system is going to make landfall in the morning of Thursday, tomorrow, not really in the early hours of tomorrow, but in the morning. So practically Alberto could still be at the Gulf of Mexico when the daylight comes out. So it's going to be an interesting situation to see about the behavior of this system, because it has been moving quite slow and hasn't accelerated, and as well has been moving more to the west-southwest rather to the west, but expecting to recur to the west-northwest and then again moving to the west, maintaining tropical storm status and dissipating quite shortly after making landfall in the afternoon of tomorrow. Practically the code yellow right now. Tropical storm warnings from San Luis Pass to Rio Grande and south of Rio Grande to Tecolutla. And the distances from different locations: 198 to the east-northeast of Tuxpan, 227 to the northeast of Poza Rica, 232 to the east-southeast of Tampico, 244 to the east-southeast of Altamira, 262 to the east of Pánuco, 419 to the southeast of Ciudad Victoria, and 643 to the southeast of Monterrey. And the rainfall expected in the different locations has changed a little bit, but not that practically we haven't seen much variation from the previous image we saw in the last update. But Pánuco still receiving a lot of rain, 20 to 24 inches of rain expected. North of Veracruz, 12 to 20 inches. Monterrey, 12 to 16 inches. And then the eastern part of San Luis Potosí, the state of San Luis Potosí, 8 to 12 inches, the same with the south of Yucatan Peninsula, and in the central state of Tamaulipas, and then 6 to 8 inches in the state of Texas, in the southern coast, on the southern part of the state of Texas. And this is the rainfall that Alberto has produced in the previous hour, or in the last hour. Particularly the higher activity of rain is going to arrive in the state of Veracruz in the evening and in the early hours of tomorrow. Particularly some some rain accumulations are already inland over the state of Tamaulipas, and we could expect more as the system moves more to the west towards land. Sea surface temperatures 29 to 30 Celsius, completely favorable to intensification and to absorb all the humidity and heat that the Gulf of Mexico has right now. So of course Alberto has the conditions to improve its condition right now, and as you can see on this saddle, well, it's not a satellite, it's an animation of the wind shear levels in the previous hours, and as you can see Alberto it's located in practically around null or very low wind shear levels. So of course that means this tropical system has really good chances of intensification in the next hours, and wind is blowing up right here, so I can confirm that I'm receiving some gusts from Alberto right now. But well, moving on to the next frame, this is the update. Well, sorry, this is the wind shear levels, the update of the wind shear levels, since we've been struggling with having the floaters, but here we are. Wind shear levels completely gone in the location of Alberto, so that's why it has really great place to intensify a little bit and getting advantage of the slow movement it has having in the previous hours. And also 92L has been designated in the northern, well, in the western part of the Atlantic Ocean near Bahamas, where also the wind shear is quite low and could possibly develop into something based by the GFS prediction. Not really sure if it's going to have tropical characteristics, but bringing some rain to Florida and the South Carolina. But moving on to the storm, Alberto producing a lot of rain, and then another system trying to develop as well, quite broad as Alberto, in the Gulf of Mexico, in the western part of the Gulf of Mexico, and bringing more rain to the same locations that Alberto is already affecting. And the multimodal diagnostics, some models are also predicting that Alberto could get stronger since it's moving slower or slowly, and of course it's going to be something interesting to see and something to keep updated, since the behavior of the storm is changing quite atypically. The wind shear is increasing according to this, but so far we've seen in the previous graphic that the wind shear is quite low so far, but still good for Alberto to intensify a little bit. Sea surface temperatures good, 29 to 30 Celsius, and the humidity as well, 75% approximately, so has everything to intensify so far. And this is the satellite animations of different products we had in our website, and Alberto looking good in the visible imagery and in the cloud tops imagery as well, trying to consolidate center, but of course having a really great circulation and practically the whole outflow and the humidity and rain bands affecting the eastern coast of Mexico. This is the update of Alberto, and could possibly be the last of Alberto, depending on how the system behaves and how everything gets in the future. But also we may see the return of Nathan Foy with more updates of tomorrow about this tropical storm. So let's see how this system develops, and keep updated with more here at Force 13.
Become an Ultimate Fan today.